Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. This is season 4, episode 10 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's get right into the video. So I have my handy dandy notes here. You guys see me look down, that's what I'm doing. So we start off the show with the continuation of the fight between Wanda and Kimmy. For whatever reason, Wanda is saying that Kimmy is calling her out. I was confused by that. Miss Wanda, what are you talking about? You came into the house with a whole agenda to check every last one of those women. Kimmy was just one of the casualties of your war. She didn't check you. She didn't come for you. You actually came for her by calling them bees. I thought it was quite funny in the background, Jalen trying to pipe in. Wanda, we're not going to speak like that to my mother in this house. Miss Wanda totally disregarded you. It's like, children, please stay in the children's place. This is grown folks talk. I'm going to walk around here and I'm going to strut my stuff around here and let these women know exactly how I feel. Miss Wanda was paying Jalen no attention. Kimmy was paying Jalen no attention. Sidebar, why in the world was Jalen's cake purple and white? Is purple his favorite color? I don't know. Y'all gonna have to help me figure that out. It just seemed like obviously this was a gathering, a get together for the show. It absolutely positively had nothing to do with Jalen. There was none of his friends there. I didn't see nobody give him no gifts for his homewarming. Homeboy was in the kitchen, in the cut, not even participating hardly in the actual party. People were walking around his house doing whatever and whichever, however they wanted to do. Kimmy said, the energy that you are having causes this situation to go left. This is her talking to Miss Wanda, and I totally have to agree. Miss Wanda came in there all the way wrong. She came in there ready to check people. And of course, if you're bringing that type of energy, I know for me, if somebody's bringing me a certain type of energy, I'm going to match your energy 100%. Like, you're not going to belittle me. You're not going to talk down to me. You're not going to ignore me. What you give me, I'm going to give back. Yes, I totally agree with Kimmy. Miss Wanda was coming in there on 100. So Wanda gonna say, after her and Kimmy have their little exchange, which again, I don't be understanding Miss Wanda sometimes. Sometimes we be here with some of the stuff she be saying, and sometimes I'm totally lost. So she said, everybody be quietly and shut the F up, and walked away. Miss Wanda, what you talking about, girl? Everybody be quietly. What that mean? What does that mean, ma'am? I'm gonna need you to make sense with what you're saying to these people. So then we have Marceau taking Maurice upstairs. And this is what I'm talking about. Everybody just walking around Jalen's house, like free reign. So anyways, he takes him upstairs and they start discussing. Marceau starts to tell Maurice, basically to sum it all up, that Miss Wanda is in their business. Miss Wanda is the reason why Tisha is down and out and, you know, bringing all these rumors to her and telling her these things. It's not people that they don't know. It's actually her mother. And basically that Miss Wanda is out of control and Tisha is not doing anything about it. So let's unpack this whole thing. First of all, Marceau, no, sir. You are the reason why these rumors are what they are. Matter of fact, even if you want to go past you, because we're going to get to you in a second, Martell Holt and Melanie Holt are the reason why you guys have these rumors swirling about and swirling around your marriage. It was Martell who said that you had 20 different girlfriends, and it was Melody going back and forth to Tisha saying, you need to check where your man is. You need to roll up on him over here and roll up on him over there, because insinuating that he's obviously having an affair. Miss Wanda is doing what the rest of us are doing, which is basically taking the information that we've been given and trying to figure out, are you having an affair or not? Miss Wanda didn't post the pictures, allegedly, of you in the hotel or the motel with whomever with your back in the picture. Your issues are yourself. You are the one making your wife feel a certain type of way. You're the one having her question herself and question her marriage, because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but you have yet to emphatically deny these allegations, these rumors that you are cheating on your wife. So it's great. You know, it's a great little twist because, you know, Marceau is very good with his words and how he maneuvers. Like, he's like definitely the type of person, if you in trouble, I would definitely call Marceau to try to get you out of trouble or try to flip the whole situation, because he is good at doing stuff like that. But to sit there and try to blame it on your mother-in-law, I was sitting looking at the episode like, is his intent to cause a wedge between Tisha and her mom, because maybe her mom is on to something, or like what's going on. If you think that your wife is going to say deuces to her mom, you're bugging. That's number one. Number two, if you had, like if you want to support your wife, if you want to take care, protect, and all that you say you want to do, then let your wife know this is not the truth. This is not what it is. I'm not cheating on you. I haven't cheated on you. Whatever you need to tell her to let her know and let her feel safe in your marriage, that's what you need to do. Because if you were doing that as her husband, then her mother, her friend, her whomever coming to her, telling her whatever, she would be secure enough in your marriage to know that's not the case. So then Maurice basically tells Martell, listen, I heard about the ATL trip. Did y'all peep when Maurice was saying, I feel like Maurice know a little bit more about this ATL trip than he's letting on. To me, I feel like he's heard about it before. We'll have to see in the upcoming episodes, but it kind of seemed like how he just started to talk to Marceau about it. To me, it seemed like he already knew about this ATL trip. But he's basically telling Marceau that before he goes out on this trip, he needs to make sure that he irons everything out with Tisha so that she feels comfortable about the situation and that there's no issues. And then Marceau says something like, I'm gonna do it like this, or something he said. I wish I had the exact quote. I think he said something like, I'm gonna do it like this, where it's a business trip. And then if I'm over there with them, whatever. I'm just paraphrasing. So basically, to me, he's alluding to the fact that this is, my first thing to say is this is a business trip. And they're doing the same thing around the same time. So if that's the case, I'm going to just go over there. But it's really a business trip, to try to, I guess, make it seem like I'm not really coming out here to play. It's more so business because he's trying to open up another black, potentially an ATL. And this is how I feel like he gets away with the stuff that he gets away with his wife. It's just like he knows how to maneuver these different things. And, I'm having this business over here, but while I'm doing this over here, I did stop by this restaurant and talk to this person, blah, 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 blah. Marceau, like I said, is very good with what he does, but I'm over him and his antics. And then now that, now Mrs. Wanda is the scapegoat to all of this stuff. Now it's her fault that you and your wife are going through all of these marital issues about the cheating and the infidelity. Okay, Marceau. And then he ends it by telling his brother, Maurice, this is not a thing. This is not a thing. Do you understand? This is not a thing. Marceau, I need you to come to the front of the congregation, as our brother Charlemagne would say on the Breakfast Club. It is 100% a thing, because your wife is rolling up at your job, rolling up at your place of business, calling you out, summoning you to her car so that you can discuss where the heck you were and what it was that you said to her mother. Which, if I recall correctly, he did tell the mother that he was there with someone at the hotel. He did say that. He didn't say he was cheating, but he did say that he was there, and he did say that Tisha knew. And we see that Tisha was totally oblivious to this. So let's get our stories correct, Marceau. So in the next scene, Melody and her mom are together, and she's about to launch her new rebrand, which is now called, what is it called? 7th Avenue Skincare, I think it's called. So she basically informs her mom that she's changing her last name. There's nothing really there. I feel like this show is now going in the direction of Tisha and Marceau and this whole cheating thing surrounding them. Throughout all the seasons on Love and Marriage Huntsville, this is the season for sure that we're definitely seeing Martell and Melody, I gotta say her name right, less and less. So it's clearly now the Letitia and Marceau show. So in the next scene, Kimmy and Tiffany get together, and you can tell the difference between, before I go here, I like Kimmy. For the most part, I like her. I'm not really feeling her this season. So in the next scene, Kimmy and Tiffany meet, and I like Kimmy for the most part. I really do. She's cool people. I think she's a beautiful woman. Her hair, for the most part, is always on point. But you can tell the difference between when Kimmy is styled by someone and when Kimmy styles herself, in my opinion. This was one of those days where Miss Kimmy was styling herself, and to me, she looked a hot mess. Like, girl, what was you wearing? It was so bad that the cameraman, camera woman, whoever it was, they took a full view of her whole outfit. And I was just like, no, Miss Kimmy, no. But anyways, they meet and they're discussing briefly the situation between, Destiny and Stormy. And Kimmy's opinion is basically that one of them is going to have to back down and they're going to have to learn how to talk to each other appropriately, which I totally agree. Then Kimmy does mention that she and Martell, there are so many M's on this show. She and Maurice are, she just got her brokerage license, so her and Maurice have just started a brokerage firm. And I'm just like, Kimmy, why? You need to do what you want to do. Like, this is not what you want to do. Nothing about Kimmy screams real estate or anything like that. I really would like to know, like, what is her passions? What are her passions? It seemed from the previous episode that her passion is really helping children in some way, shape, or form. So I'm not understanding all these licenses and all this stuff that she's doing on the side just to, in my opinion, please her husband. But that's just me looking from the outside in. That's what it looks like to me. But anyways, they started a brokerage firm and I wish them the best. So Tiffany basically fills Kimmy in on the fact that she and Lewis is basically wanting more time. I guess Tiffany works a lot and he just wants to spend time with his wife. And her agenda is to basically have a baby. And he's like, no, we don't have time to have a baby. You don't have time for me. How are we going to have time to have a baby? How are we going to have time to take care of this baby? And I absolutely 100%, if that is Lewis's argument, 100% agree with him. It's not going to work. Like, having children, I have 3 of my own and I have a 9-month-old right now. It's a lot of work. And if you're already working and you don't have time for your husband and you're only 1 year into your marriage, what kind of marriage do you think you're going to have? So you're already not spending enough time together. You want to add a baby into the mix, which means that you're really going to be doing separate things and really not spending enough time together. So where is that going to leave you in your marriage? You're both been divorced before, so you would think that they would know how to make things work a little bit better. But Tiffany's not getting it. The elevator's not going all the way to the top. Lewis wants to spend time with his wife. He does not want to have a baby because he sees that y'all don't have time now to do it. So Kimmy alludes to the fact that she and Maurice didn't know about the ATL trip and that Maurice is supposed to call Martell to figure out what's going on with that trip. But in the same breath, Kimmy has said, I don't think it's a good look for the ATL trip for basically anybody to go based on what happened with the whole rumors from the last trip. So my thing is, then why is Maurice calling Martell? Why is he going to call Martell to ask what's going on? You, as his wife, don't feel comfortable with him going. So to me, that suggests that maybe he shouldn't go. That's just me. I don't know. Y'all gonna have to tell me what y'all think. Kimmy basically plays Tiffany and says, listen, the only thing that we agree on is the fact that we don't like girls' trips. And she tried to cover it up and make it seem like that's not what she was saying. Like, one of the things we don't agree. No, girl, you started off saying the only thing that we do agree about is the fact that we don't like girls' trips. So Kimmy's still not feeling Tiffany. It's clear and evident they're not going to be more than what they already are. Next scene, we have Martell meeting via Zoom with a tutor to get his builder's license. And when I was watching that, I'm like, all the stuff she's telling him, he had told her 7 years previous he had tried to take the test and failed the test. And I was just getting from Martell that Martell is really not a good test taker. He's smart, I suppose, because I don't know. Like, I just feel like I don't know how smart he really is, because once he and Melody really separated and she was serious about no longer being with him, it seemed like he went down and she continued to transcend up. So to me, it's like maybe she was the brains behind everything that was happening as far as all of their businesses. That's just my take. But he said that he was not a good test taker, and you could see just like from previous episodes, and now he does not seem comfortable taking a test, which is why he obviously has the tutor. And the tutor gave him some great test strategies. She's like, listen, you got 60 questions for the first part. So out of these 60 questions, you just need to answer 26 correctly. You don't even have to answer all the questions. Just make sure that you know these 26 answers and you're going to pass that first part, which I thought was really clever. A different way to look at taking a test, especially when it's a test like that. So hopefully he'll pass this second time around. So now we have Mel's 7th Avenue event, and Miss Tiffany, God bless her heart. In my opinion, they have Miss Tiffany in a couple of scenes looking less than smart and saying less than smart things, such as saying to Kimmy, do you think that Mel invited Tisha and Destiny? Girl, bye. Why would Melody invite Tisha and Destiny to this event when you know they're not getting along? Like, even if it is women celebrating women, the last event that Melody had and Tisha, I don't know if she was invited to the event or not. Do y'all not remember that Melody had them security guards escort her out? That security guard roll up on her and try to escort her out, and Kimmy was like, nah, I got this, and walked her out of the party. So why would you think that she's going to have this woman come to this event? And why would Tisha even want to come to the event with what happened with the last event? And not only that, but just what happened with the whole Galentine's thing. Okay? No, Tiffany. She's not inviting Tisha and Destiny. So here comes Stormy rolling in with her sunglasses on. And I'm just like, girl, you are so extra sometimes. Stormy, why you got on glasses? Why? And they ask her about the whole Destiny thing, and she's like, listen, I don't hold grudges. We good. We gonna be all right. Next, Miss Kiki arrives. So Kiki is saying hey to everybody, and she comes across Stormy, and Stormy kind of just brushes her off. You could tell Stormy is not feeling Kiki whatsoever. Matter of fact, Stormy said in her confessional, which I 100% agree with and can understand why she don't want to fool around with Kiki, because she was like, when we was at Mel's party, the way that she was talking about her cousin and doing her cousin, I could never be okay or be cool with somebody like that. And I get it, like family, even if you don't get along with your family, you don't go to a room full of strangers and say anything that can insinuate any type of negativity or anything negative toward that family member. It's just not cool. So I totally agree with Stormy regarding how she is moving as it relates to Kiki. I just wish that she would have just came out and said, this is the reason why I don't fool around with you. I think it's cute. I don't think it was warranted what you did and how you was up there talking about your cousin. And just keep it moving. Like, just be honest about it, okay? She gonna find out one way or the other why you approaching her the way you approaching her or handling her the way that you're handling her. You might as well just be upfront and honest. So Kiki basically says to who does she say? She says to Kimmy that she's feeling dry shade from Stormy, and they're kind of having a little conversation about it. I did not realize that freaking Stormy was sitting right there as Kiki is sharing this with Kimmy. Like, literally, they're facing Stormy. So Kiki basically says to Stormy's like, I'm sorry that I made you, I'm sorry that you felt this way. And Kiki says, it's not about how you made me feel, it's about how you addressed me. I was so confused by that. Like, girl, it's definitely how she made you feel, because you expressed that you felt dry shade coming from her. It's not about how she addressed you. You felt a certain type of way. You were like, wait, hold up. I thought we was cool. So that was kind of confusing to me. And you see Stormy kind of look like, what did you just say? Girl, stop. Then they got Tiffany. Again, this is what I'm saying with the whole scenes with Tiffany. She's over there just with this dumbfounded look on her face, like she is lost in the sauce and don't know what's going on. And now we have Melody arriving with her children. I thought they looked beautiful. I loved Melody's look. I just wasn't really feeling the hair, to be honest, the hair color, but I thought she looked gorgeous. The kids they looked great. When Melody gives her speech, she's basically saying like she wanted her kids to be here. It was important for her to have the kids there. And I was like, and it was just as important for Martell to have his kids there for the book signing, whether it was his week or not his week. Like, come on, girl. So Kiki asks Kimmy for a sit down, so basically they can discuss this whole, I was about to say Galentine's, they can basically discuss this whole sleepover thing at Melody's house. And to be honest, as Kiki is sitting there talking, I'm like, girl, I can't follow what you're saying. I'm lost. I'm just as lost as Tiffany, except for I'm not in the room and don't know all the ins and outs of everything. But I'm looking just as dumbfounded as Tiffany was looking when you and Stormy was going through your little thing. She's basically saying, Kiki is basically saying that what she was sharing with these group of strangers about her cousin, she thought was confidential. And just like Kimmy was looking at her crazy, I was looking at her crazy too. Like, what you mean you thought it was confidential? You with a whole bunch of women, one in which you know for a fact don't mess with your cousin. And you're saying things whether you thought it was a positive or a negative thing to say. Why are you in a space where they're talking ill or insinuating that, you know, something's going on with your cousin's marriage to her husband? And then you do kind of co-sign on the whole situation and say, yes, we've talked about it. Who cares if you were there or not there? You said that you and Tisha have had conversations, or you alluded to the fact that you and Tisha have had conversations about Martell allegedly cheating. That's enough for me. Like, if that's my cousin, I'm looking at you crazy. Like, you know, me and this girl don't fool with each other. Why are you up here saying that? And so, you know, Kimmy basically calls her out on that and is like, girl, first of all, I was surprised you were even there because you have been at none of the previous events. And Kiki's like, well, I haven't been at any of the events because I've been invited, but because, you know, the whole Tisha thing, I didn't want to come and cause any mess. And so I just stayed home, and now I feel like it's not fair to me, so I'm going to come and enjoy the parties that I'm invited to. She has a right to be wherever she's invited if that's what she wants to do. It's just, don't discuss Tisha then. So Kiki's like, you ran and told Tisha, and Kimmy's like, I didn't run and tell Tisha about anything. Kimmy, yes you did. Girl, yes you did. You went right on over there and told Tisha what was going on because you're trying to salvage your relationship with Tisha. You realize how bad it came across last year, but you basically telling the woman that if y'all wasn't related, you wouldn't fool around with her at all. She wouldn't be a part of your circle. She would not be a friend of yours. So you are trying to get back in her good graces, and you did share that information because you felt like you were obligated to do so. It just kills me that people just can't be honest about what it is that they do. Like, girl, that's what it was. Just own it and just say, this is the reason why I went to go tell her what I told her. And then So Kimmy puts together a double date between herself, Maurice, Tisha, and Marceau, and they get together and start discussing Jalen's party and Miss Wanda's bad behavior. And it's coming across like a little mini intervention to try to persuade Tisha to ban her mom from coming to any events. I thought that Miss Wanda was banned before from Kimmy and them from coming around. I don't know what happened with that. But I could have sworn that they had banned her. That word had been used in a previous season, if I'm not mistaken, last year in regards to Miss Wanda. And they were not going to have her come to any of the events. So now they're discussing this whole ban thing again. And of course, Tisha is not co-signing on that. And you know what? Like, as bad as her mom's behavior is, I think that you do, as a daughter, you should sit down and have a conversation and be like, hey, mom, like, can you just pipe down a little bit? I'm 40-something years old. I can handle these people. Like, I appreciate all that you do. Because honestly, I think Miss Wanda is coming from a place of love for her child. And Tisha does defend herself. In earlier seasons, she kind of just let whatever was happening happen. But now she's kind of finding her voice and, you know, defending herself. But shoot, she the only one looking out for herself. So I can kind of see Miss Wanda's angle here. Her delivery is horrible, but her intention to protect her child is admirable to me. I can understand it. I can see why she's doing it. But like I said, nobody else is defending Tisha. Nobody else has Tisha's back. Not even her own husband. Like, he not even stepping in to say nothing. So I get where she's coming from, but Tisha's not going to let her mom just, you know, she's not going to do that, because at the end of the day, that's her mom. And if nobody has her back, she can count on the fact that her mother has her back. So I'm with Tisha with the whole, no, first of all, I can't control what comes out of that woman's mouth. We can sit down and have a conversation, and she can agree with what I'm saying. That don't mean she's going to do what I'm telling her or what I think she should do. But no, I'm not going to tell my mom not to come around or anything like that. I totally support Tisha in that. Marceau basically tells them the whole thing about what happened years ago between them and Kiki as it related to sharing the information, whatever the information was with the Holtz. He's basically like, I supported Tisha in doing that. It was the right thing for her to do, and she should not have even apologized to her cousin for saying that. Tisha then asks Kimmy, what kind of advice do you think you have for me? And Kimmy has really nothing to offer up, nothing of substance to offer up. I mean, what is there to really say? Kimmy brings up that she and Kiki had a sit down and they talked about the whole pajama thing. And from Kimmy's perspective, she feels like Kiki, because Kimmy and Tisha weren't really getting along at the time, that maybe Kiki thought if she started talking about Tisha and Marceau's issues, that Kimmy would chime in as well, which, girl, no. Kimmy is not dumb. I'm not going to sit here and talk about Tisha in front of these women that I don't know, especially knowing that her and Mel don't get along. Kimmy did what you should have done, Kiki. Keep your daggone mouth shut. So Marceau is basically saying, listen, the whole thing is not that Tisha said anything to Kiki about the infidelity, but Melody told Kiki, and Kiki had a conversation with Tisha about it. Tisha did not bring the whole infidelity situation up to Kiki. What does it matter? The fact of the matter is, it seems like you guys did have a conversation about Marceau's infidelity, alleged infidelity. Whether you brought it to Kiki, Tisha, or Tisha brought it to Kiki, it was had between Tisha and Kiki. I think that's okay to assume. So Marceau's basically like, they just need to shut up about my family. And he's saying, you know, I'll give grace to my mother-in-law. I'll give grace to Martell. Which I'm like, how you gonna give grace to Martell when he's the one who outed you in the first place? If this is true, he's the one who brought this to the light. He is the main reason why your wife is going through everything that she's going through and not feeling quote unquote protected by you. So why does he get grace? Because you've known him for however many years? That's not your blood relative. That's not somebody that you have to deal with. Like, you have to deal with Tisha's mom because that's Tisha's mom, but you don't have to deal with Martell. So he totally lost me on that one. But he's basically saying, like, she needs to stop talking about their family. And that concludes that episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment down below. Let me know how and what you guys felt about this particular episode. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.